Hello there, everyone, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I am like really excited to be doing this video because literally my last expected frost date was March 1st. So we're still in the first week, and next week is the official week to go ahead and begin transplanting and direct sowing seeds into the garden. So I'm really happy about that. And then the following week is the official first day of spring, which is March 19th. So, it is time. I see everyone preparing their gardens, and I've been doing the same. But let's go ahead and get into the video so that you guys can know what seeds you can go ahead and plant for the month of March. Now, keep in mind, majority of these seeds are going to be direct sown into the garden. So no fuss about starting them indoors and having to transplant them for the month of March. Let's get into it. All righty, let's go ahead and get started. I have the seeds written down that we can go ahead and get started in the month of March. And if you're looking to get specific information for your area, definitely check out the description box below. I am pulling this information off of the Old Farmer's Almanac. And also, this is for hotter climates, okay? I am in zone 9, zone 9B to be direct. So if you're in a cooler climate, just keep in mind that you have to wait until your last expected frost date, and then maybe about 2 weeks from your last expected frost date to go ahead and begin transplanting or direct sowing these seeds into the garden, okay? So my last expected frost date was March 1st, and it is on the schedule to go ahead and start direct sowing and transplanting on March 15th, okay? So just keep that in mind if you are in a cooler climate. So the first seed on the list is going to be arugula. This is a leafy green, but I tend to think of it as an herb because of its flavor and the spicy flavor. I don't really use this as the base of any of my salads. So I like to use this as like a topper to add like a different flavor profile. But arugula, you can start direct sow this outside up until November. So that's wonderful, okay? So definitely go ahead and get you some arugula planted if that is something that you would like to add to your meals. The next on the list is going to be an herb. This is basil. Basil. I have 3 different types of basil that I'm going to be planting. I have my list right here. So, and also keep in mind, you can direct sow basil all the way up into the month of October. Basil loves heat. So you're going to do good. I have the Italian basil that I'm going to start, the lemon basil, and I also have, where is that basil? It's like a African num num basil. That's what it is, like an African num num basil that I'm going to start. Next on the list is bok choy. I'm not going to be starting any bok choy, but you can definitely get your bok choy started, and you can plant that all the way up until April if that's something that you want for you and your family. Next on the list is going to be beets. I am definitely going to be planting beets, okay? I didn't get any started for the winter, but you can go ahead and get the beets planted up until the second week of March. So if you want to get this planted, definitely get this in the ground now so that I can have time to go ahead and mature and grow before it gets a little too hot in the month of May. Okay, so the beets that I'm going to start is the Detroit Red. I have the Golden Detroit, and we also have this sugar beet um, that I purchased from M.I. Gardner. So I'm definitely going to get that started. I'm probably going to plant this in the yard tomorrow. It says the last date to get your beets in the ground is March 15th. So I'm going to get this planted. Today is the 10th. So on the 11th, this will be planted in the ground. The next thing that we're going to go ahead and get started in the garden is our bush beans. I'm so happy, okay? I didn't have enough beans last year, and I want to make sure I plant in abundance. So I want to get them started early, and I also want to ensure that I have enough to transplant them, have a second flush of them. So I just have a few of the cancer beans left in the pack, so I'm going to plant the rest of our cancer beans. We have a little bit of the dragon tongue beans there, so I'm going to get the rest of those planted. I can't wait. This was actually really good for us, and it produced a lot. This is the Gold Rush bush bean, and I purchased this from Botanical Interest. So we really enjoyed this one last year, so we're definitely going to get that started. I am also going to plant my good and faithful jade bean, honey. I love a jade bean. We love jade beans over here. So I'm going to get plenty of this started, and we're also going to do a second succession of the jade bean. Also, for a little color, a little razzle dazzle, we're going to do our royal burgundy bean. It's not a favorite amongst us, but I just like to have it just to have some color in the garden. But we're still going to eat it now, okay? It's not just for color. We're going to eat these. All right, so the next one on the list is our melons. Okay, let's go through a few melons. The melons that I'm going to plant is I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it the 1 or the 1A canary melon? I'm also going to start our Hal's Best cantaloupe. And then I have a few Tuscany cantaloupes in this bag. I just want to go ahead and get rid of it. So I'm going to get that started. Next up is carrots. I cannot wait. I just love growing carrots. I love it. Okay. Have I been successful? No, but I love growing carrots. Okay. So we're going to be successful this year because I've learned a few tips. Okay. I failed twice in the last 2 years, but I've learned so much about growing carrots that I just have to keep them moist and keep them spaced. And so I just know I'm going to be pretty successful. The good thing about carrots is you can start carrots all the way up until the month of September. Now, before I let you know what carrot seeds I'm going to start, I forgot to let you know for the beets. So for our beets, you can start that until March 15th. The beans can be started March all the way through September 15th. The cantaloupe can be grown, started through September 15th. And we're on our carrots. The carrots can be started through September as well. The carrots that we're going to start is the Atomic Red. Isn't that a beautiful carrot? The next one is the Bolero. We have the Golden Nugget. We have the Corliss. This is the Nance. Okay, we have the Purple Elite and the Purple Haze that we're going to start. And all of my carrots are going to be started in pots. I'm not putting them in the ground because it is not deep enough for some of these carrots, and I really want them to be successful. And I feel I'll be better equipped to go through and make sure the soil is moist if it's in a container. I may have to water it a little bit more, but that's okay with me. Now, the next one that we can go ahead and get started is celery. You can start celery all the way up until the month of September as well. But I already have my celery planted in the ground, and we have a little bitty pest or rodent that is eating the celery. I'm like, this is a first for me. When did they start liking celery? But what I'm learning is you're going to share willingly or unwillingly. So make sure you plant an abundance of what you like because you're sharing regardless. All right. And that celery, as I mentioned, can be started all the way through September. Next, we have cilantro. Okay. I went ahead and just purchased like the heirloom slow boat cilantro. You want to go ahead and get this started now. You probably should have started it in February, but we still can start it in March. And I believe you have until the end of March to get the cilantro started. So we're definitely going to go ahead and get this started. This is going to be on the list for tomorrow as well. Next on the list is going to be dill. I'm definitely going to get some dill started. Oh my goodness. And then once it goes to seed, it just brings on so many pollinators. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to get some dill started as well. And it's just a regular heirloom dill to start, nothing fancy. Next on the list is one of my favorites to grow in the garden. And I think it's a favorite for everyone, and that's corn. Corn. Oh yeah, and dill, you can start dill up until October. So the corn that I'm going to be growing is going to be the early sun glow sweet, and we also have some peaches and cream. Okay, so I believe I got the early sun glow sweet from a Homestead Heart, and the peaches and cream I got it from the Okra Lady LLC. So I'm definitely going to be starting these two, and we are starting the corn early. You can start corn all the way up through September, but what I noticed is the corn needs a lot of wind for that pollination to get, it needs to do its own little thing. So I'm going to go ahead and start this early. We get a lot of wind in in April. So I wanted to go ahead and be ready for that wind and that good pollination that it needs. So I'm going to start this early. I don't think I'm going to start it later. I'm going to go ahead and get this started early in March. The next on the list is going to be our cucumbers. we are starting more cucumbers. I think this is another fave on the list because it's like an easy vegetable to grow. The cucumbers that I'm starting is going to be the Space Master 80. We're going to go ahead and get that started. I haven't tried this. I've seen a lot of people growing, but this is the Mexican sour gherkin. We're going to go ahead and get that started. Also, just a slicing muncher. I've had this in the pack for quite some time. I want to go ahead and get rid of that. We're going to try this, the lemon cucumber. I haven't tried it. Anything with lemon on it, I swear I'll try it. I swear. So I'm going to definitely try it. I started this last year and I wasn't successful. They started growing and then I don't think I was watering it enough. And I started it too late in the season to where the sun was just beating it down. So we're going to get this started early so that we can have a great yield on the cucumbers. Alrighty, and you can grow those cucumbers through September. Next on the list is going to be okra. Who doesn't love okra? Well, a lot of people don't, but I love okra. That's like one of my favorite things to grow. So this year again, we enjoyed this motherland okra, and I purchased this okra from the motherland okra, the Humble Servant Homestead. I purchased this from them, and when I tell you, honey, this was a fave for me. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get the motherland okra started. We're also gonna do my fave, emerald. There's no year that I'm not gonna start emerald okra. Okra. That is a fave. It is just prolific for me. It has always done good for me. So I'm definitely getting my emerald okra started. I can just go buy that emerald okra plant and just pull the okra off and just eat it plain. Like that's how much I love it. The next one on the list is the burgundy. Okay. I didn't grow any burgundy okra last year, but I just wanted just for some color because everything is going to be green and I just want some beautiful color in the garden. And we're also going to grow the 1010 Nukrama, the Nukrama 1010 okra again. Okay. This did really well for us as well. So, and you can start your okra now all the way through September. Now, I like to get my okra started early because as I've mentioned in previous videos, yes, okra is a heat loving plant, but it also requires a lot of water for those pods to grow for you and be prolific. And it rains a lot in April, along with the wind, it rains a lot. So April showers bring May flowers. So we're going to get it planted in April so that it can soak up some of that good rain and all that water, and I don't have to be worried about coming out here watering all the time. The next plant, and that okra can be planted through September if I didn't mention that. Next on the list is parsley. You can go ahead and get your parsley planted through September. I did go ahead and just get the Italian parsley, and it's an heirloom flat leaf. And we're going to go ahead and get that planted as well. And it said it brings sweet flavor for delicious salads and is rich in vitamins. So I'll go ahead and get that planted. Next up on the list is going to be our pumpkins. I'm excited to grow pumpkins. I really want to try and make my own pumpkin pie. I do not like pumpkin pie. I mean, let me just say, I don't like store-bought pumpkin pie. I don't know what a homemade pumpkin pie would taste like, but I'm just not a pumpkin. I'm a sweet potato pie type of chick over here. She loves her a good sweet potato pie. But I said, you know what? Let me try this year. I know when I make Fido's dog food, I use a lot of pumpkin. So even if I don't like the pumpkin pie that I make, it's still going to be beneficial for his dog food because he loves pumpkin. But the pumpkins that we're going to grow is the sugar pie. All right. And we have the winter luxury. I just thought that was cute, honey. It's just cute. And then this ugly looking pumpkin. This is the red warty themed pumpkin that I purchased from Backyard Garden Seeds. I can't wait. I just want to see what that red warty thing looks like. I bet it's going to be nice. And those pumpkins could be started all the way through August, but you definitely want to get them started early. Majority of these seeds you want to start early, but if you're not able to, just know you have time to do that, especially if you're in a hotter climate. We have a long growing season. That's the benefit. The sun beats up the plants a lot, but we have that long growing season to where we have a forgiving time slot to, we could take a lot of extra time to plant our seeds. So time is on our side in that, not the heat, but time. Next on the list is going to be some radish. I had some radish that's been in our seed collection for quite some time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this planted right away. This is going to be on the list of items that I'm going to start tomorrow. But radish can be started all the way up until October. Okay. But this is the early Scarlet Globe, and this is a container variety. It takes 25 days to harvest and about 4 to 6 days to germinate. So you're looking at about a 30-day time frame for you to go ahead and get a good harvest on the radish. The next one was a free seed that I received from Baker Creek. I've never started this one. This is the Japanese wasabi radish. So I'm just going to grow that just to see how it tastes. All right, we are getting through these seeds, honey. We're getting through it, baby. We're getting straight to it because we are ready to start our gardens. Next up is going to be potatoes. I do have my seed potatoes in the house. I don't know who else is in the same predicament as me. I have not started any potatoes, but the good thing is you can start your potatoes all the way through September. So this week, I'm definitely going to get my potatoes started. What I am doing, I am just taking my time and thinking where I want everything to go in the garden. I'm just paying attention to the layout and what I'm going to be growing through the season. So I'm going to be planting my potatoes towards this back wall here, but I have to get that soil up because I got some, what are those things called? Look over here, guys. Over there, right? Where's my finger? Right there. What are they? They're, I don't know, those wood pallets. Pallets. That's what they are. Pallets. So my husband brought some pallets home. So I'm going to be starting our potatoes in a grow bag this year. I'm going to try. This is my first year ever trying any type of grow bags. I am normally successful in growing potatoes, but last year I started them and the bugs literally got to them within a few days, ate all of the leaves off of them, and the leaves never grew back. So that just was a fail. But we want to get some potatoes. We're not going to grow a huge pile of it. I think I have 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds of potatoes, which is only going to be like 4 to 5 grow bags of potatoes. So we'll get a little bit of a harvest potatoes. But you can go ahead and get those started up and through September. Also, don't forget about your sweet potatoes. Guys, go ahead and get your sweet potatoes started. Those can be started all the way through August. I'm not planting sweet potatoes this year. I didn't purchase any. If by chance I run across them, I may do it. I'm wondering if I can start them in a grow bag. If they can be planted in a grow bag, then that's good. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress about it. The next on the list is turnips. I have turnips, but I didn't plan on starting them. If I have any type of room, then I will start some turnips because you can plant your turnips all the way up through November. What I plan on doing on the right side of the yard by the fence, that soil is pretty compacted. So that's where I'm going to be growing a lot of our root vegetables and also the okra because the okra gets down deep. And I am just going to use the natural way to go ahead and aerate some of that soil instead of trying to add different types of amendments and things like that. I'm just going to use the vegetables that I'm growing to do the heavy lifting and the heavy work for me. And okra is going to just be phenomenal in doing that. I don't know if you guys ever grown okra, but the roots on an okra can go deep. So it is going to break up some of that soil for me. So I'm happy about that. Next on the list is going to be watermelon. Oh my goodness. Don't we just love a good watermelon? Love it, love it, love it. So the types of watermelon that I'm going to be growing this year is going to be the Black Diamond. Okay. Next on the list is going to be Moon and Stars. This one right here, the Lemon Drop. Every year I have tried to grow the lemon drop and I have not been successful. I'm going to keep trying, okay, until I use this whole seed packet. If I don't eventually grow any, I'm not buying this again, okay? I've seen multiple videos where a lot of other gardeners and growers haven't been successful growing this lemon drop. So I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try again because I'm excited. I want to try that there. The next one is the Mountain Sweet Yellow. We're going to do the Mountain Sweet Yellow. And also, okay, we're going to do the Yamada Cream, baby. This is on the list, honey. We're gonna go ahead and get her started right away. Okay, we get her started early. Okay, I cannot wait. I just want to try it. Okay, I'm gonna try not to baby this one, but honey, we got to get that Yamada cream. Mrs. H had me wanting to taste this watermelon so bad. And next on the list is our squash. Some of the squash that I am going to be starting is the cube of butter. We also have the yellow crookneck squash. We have the golden zucchini. I'm also going to do the black beauty squash. We just have a lot of different squashes. This is the straight neck. We're going to do, of course, our butternut. We're going to do that honey nut. Oh, I can't wait for this one. We got the scallop blend here. And we also have our spaghetti squash. And of course, the Cushaw, honey. I'm going to be in the Cushaw growing challenge this year. I don't know when Miss H&M is going to start their seeds, but honey, just know I'm going to be a part of the challenge this year. And wait a minute, we had a watermelon challenge last year. I believe it was with, I don't remember, but I remember there was a watermelon challenge last year. So I think I might join the watermelon challenge. I think I might. I might follow in the footsteps of Miss Lisa, because Miss Lisa was and her sister was over there growing that watermelon, honey. That watermelon was looking good over there. But that is all of the seeds that you can grow. Now, let me say the squash, you can plant squash all the way through October, the winter squash through August, watermelons through September, and I believe I said November for the turnips, guys. Aren't y'all happy? It is finally time to start getting those seeds in the ground. I'm excited. I'm truly excited because I feel like this is a revolution, everybody. Just to go online and see so many new garden channels, to be a new garden channel, my first. This is like going into my second year of having a YouTube channel and growing, you know. So I'm just really excited for the new growing season. I'm excited because I have more time to give to the garden. So, and I can't wait to learn more and more every year. I learn something different, and I'm just really excited. I'm excited to see everyone growing food, and I can't wait to see what all of you are growing this year. Definitely drop a comment below and let me know what vegetables you're growing in your garden. How rude, an airplane's flying over. Well, that's a helicopter. Somebody must be on a helicopter ride this afternoon. But thank you all so much for clicking on today's video. I really appreciate you guys spending the time with me, and I really hope this list was helpful for you. I know, like me last year, I really leaned on a lot of the YouTubers to see what they were growing because I didn't really have much time to go and do the research myself. So I really wanted to just do the research, and if someone didn't have the time, they can just click on this video and see what they could grow in their area. But thank you so much for watching. You guys have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.